If you've been thinking about getting lock extensions but have a ton of questions, you're not alone. I actually started my journey with lock extensions. I remember being a little nervous, overwhelmed, excited, all the things. So in this video, I'm breaking down things that I wish I knew before I started, from the install process to the cost and to how they actually feel once they're in. So let's get into it. So I began my lock extension process in September of 2019. So I'm almost going on 6 years since I got my lock started. I don't have any extensions in anymore. I took them out about 2 years ago. If I had to, I would do it all over again. I don't regret getting my extensions. In the beginning, it was a little rocky. I didn't like how they looked originally, but it only took 3 months for them to get it together. So I chose to go with the permanent lock extensions because I knew I wanted to have locks long term, but I wanted to skip the awkward phase, the ugly phase, as a lot of people call it, but I don't want to call it that, the awkward phase. I just didn't want to wait years to feel confident wearing my hair. I wanted to take a shortcut. And I'm not gonna let nobody make me feel bad for that because it was the best decision I made. I made that decision for me. Don't come for me because I didn't go through the journey, whatever. Originally, actually, I started with the comb coil method, and I'll insert some pictures, but that didn't last long for me. I would say I had them in for maybe a month. They ended up getting wet and frizzy, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take these out. So I did. Let's talk options. You have human hair and synthetic hair. Human hair locks are softer, more natural looking, and can be combined with your real hair over time. They also wash and move just like real locks, but they're a little bit more expensive. Synthetic locks are more affordable. However, they're temporary and can feel heavier or itchier. They're great for short-term looks, but they're not ideal for long journeys. So me personally, I went with human hair because I knew I wanted to have locks long term, just skipping that awkward phase. This wasp is really playing with me. So my stylist, she pre-made my locks before the appointment. And so at my appointment, she basically was just attaching those pre-made locks to my hair. By doing it that way, I wasn't in there all day because she wasn't making the locks as she was going. So I think my appointment took maybe about 3 hours. But if you were to do it the other way, where the stylist is making the locks as they go along, it's definitely going to take 8+ hours. If I could do it over again, I probably would have preferred her to make them at the appointment, even though that would have took longer. But let me tell you, I was not happy with my hair when I first got it done. I kind of hated it. They looked like Cheeto puffs. They were so thick and so stiff. I was like, man, what did I just spend my money on? I low-key wanted to cry. When I tell y'all, they literally looked like Cheeto puffs. You see the pictures, you see them. I was like, I just paid all this money for this hairstyle and I don't even like it. That was crazy. I remember exactly the thought was going through my head leaving the appointment. I'm like, bro, what in the world did I just do? I could have cried, honestly. Y'all, these bugs are all over my plant. This is insane. So let's talk costs. Depending on your stylist, they can range between $500 to like $2,000, especially if they're providing the hair. So make sure you know what's included before booking. I paid $720 for my installations. If I wanted them to be longer, which I did, it would have been more money. So that's why I stuck with the shortest length because, mind you, at this time I was in college. I didn't have money like that to be spending. I didn't have $720 to be spending on hair, but I really wanted my hair done. I got that money together and paid for my hairstyle. Maintenance wise, I treated my locks in the beginning stages like traditional ones. I would get a retwist about every 4 to 6 weeks. I washed them. I avoided heavy products like gels and those waxes and things like that to prevent buildup. I use lightweight oils and sprays like rose water to keep them soft and hydrated. And over time, your hair just starts locking into the extension. So it really becomes your hair. But if you're planning to keep them long term. Just make sure that the hair is high quality and that it's installed properly. Because at that point, it's not just a style, it's an investment. And you want to make sure you're getting your money's worth. So, some pros and cons about lock extension. The pros being you walk out looking good already, except for in my case, I was looking like I had, I'm not going to say I didn't look good, but if I spent a little bit more money, they would have looked better, in my opinion. They would have been longer, maybe not as thick. I don't know. But the pros of lock extensions are you come out with your hair already locked. You're in the lock gang already. No awkward phase. You wake up, you're ready. You also get to skip months or even years of locking or shrinkage. Some of the cons, the locks can feel heavy at first. They could be a little stiff, like in my experience. And if the locks aren't blended well, they could unravel, possibly fall out. You don't want that. My first few weeks was a little rough, not gonna lie. Especially that first day, I was very upset with how they were looking. I just kept them in cute little styles to help the time pass and help me look like something while my hair was growing. So if you've been on the fence about lock extensions, I hope this cleared some of it up for you. Drop your biggest questions in the comments or let me know what's holding you back. And if you're already rocking your own extensions, what's your experience been like? Let me know. Because for me, it's been great. I don't have my extensions in anymore, but I am grateful for that experience in the beginning because my hair was super short and I got to be instantly locked. Who doesn't want that? I am so grateful for that. Thank you for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.